Hi, grade 5 teachers. We are going to really quickly be going over how we could use an array model to demonstrate multiplication. We'll see here, this is from Essential Task 59. And I have Hayden made a sign that is 1 4/10 meters long and 1 2/10 meters wide to post on the wall of his store. How many square meters of the wall will the sign cover? So I know I have these two factors. I'm going to decompose my two factors. Um, so I'm going to start by looking at 1 2/10. I'm going to say that's 1 plus 2/10. Looking at 1 4/10, I'm going to say that is 1 plus 4/10. I'm then going to be looking at my array model here, looking at where my two factors intersect or overlap. So I have 1 whole times 1 whole, which I know is 1. I'm going to be looking here. I have 1 times 2/10, or 1 whole times 2/10. And I'm going to show my 2/10 here. Now I'm looking at, and you could use either color for this, it does not matter, 4/10 times 1 whole, or 4/10 of 1 whole, which will be 4/10. And now, last but not least, I have 4/10 times 2/10. I can actually just take what I already made. I hit Control D, which duplicates. So I have my 4/10 of 2/10. I just hit Control D again to duplicate my 2/10. And I'm looking at where these two factors overlap. That's my product there. So now that I have all of these partial products, I can take a look at my adding them all up. I could either choose to add them all up here, or you could have students add them all up, and I already actually did it on their dry erase board, communicator, paper, whatever works. This might be a little bit more user-friendly. Inputting these numbers and making sure all of our place values are lined up can be a little bit more challenging here. You could also add a place value chart if you need to. Students also could utilize this Ready Common Core math tool. There is a little bit more information on how to use this tool in the second lesson for multiplication. So please feel free to utilize it for that. So I could utilize it for that decimal times a decimal. This also actually goes greater than 1 whole. So I also could use it for that making a little bit greater. I would just caution you to really encourage students to use this pen tool. And one of these days, I'm going to be much better at making straight lines, I promise. But really utilizing these pen tools to demonstrate these partial products. Because if they just do it without it, we're not really going to know what they know and what they don't know, because as you can see down here, I can just click this and it just gives me the answer, which doesn't really tell me if they can multiply it. But if they could show me each of the partial products, I know that they understand it a little bit more. So that's just kind of how we could utilize this in a nutshell. And once again, this transfers and connects really well to the area model. So thanks so much for listening. I hope that this makes sense. Please let us know if you have any questions.